Tucker's only doing one segment a night these days, so here's a recent conversation he had with Mike Rowe.
Mike Rowe, great to see you.
Nice to see you.
So, emojis. Yeah. There is a brand new suite, assortment of emojis, a new typeface of emojis.
Yeah.
Teenagers across America are excited. I sense this is bad. I can't articulate why. What do you think?
Let's see. Well, as I understand ancient history, I think we started with hieroglyphics.
Yes. Cuneiform.
It appears as though we may have gone full circle. I mean,
that's true.
Look, I mean, I don't know how much righteous indignation we can whip up over the emojis, but I am troubled by their quantity. I mean, there are hundreds of these things.
Yes. And
they seem to have assumed every possible expression, every nuance of feeling seems to now be accessible in this endless pile of emojis. And I didn't know, there was that many, emotions in the human condition. But now we have to choose which one to use to express ourselves and to whom and when. So I'm not sure we've simplified things at all.
It does seem like they're bypassing language. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have the biggest language in the history of language, English.
Yeah.
More words than any other language ever had. Why are people choosing not to use it?
I think, again, just a theory, but I think this general assault on conventional norms of work, which we've talked about ad nauseum before, has kind of bled over into a kind of assault on the lexicon.
So it's like Velcro shoes.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Right. See, again, it's nothing to get angry about, but it's unnerving. It's disconcerting to look down and see Velcro when you expect laces.
Yes.
And I don't know if it's a harbinger of the end of days, but it is troubling because you have to ask, regarding emojis, what is next? I mean, just grunts? Interpretive dance? I mean, right, look, we don't,
dark.
Grown people are now communicating with texts that say, you are great, but great is GR8, right? I mean, it's like the language and mnemonics, we're all hooked on phonics again with now the little emoji things combined. I don't know what's happening, but if you want me to make a serious point, what about this? What if this slow degradation of the language is actually a component of the demise of soft skills? And
what are soft skills?
Soft skills are those things that allow you not to take a phone call during a job interview, to maybe pull your pants up, tuck your shirt in, show up on time. The basic things that many employers bemoan today that seem to be conspicuously lacking in much of the, what you call the employable people looking for jobs, right? They're not using their words to a degree that's making people excited about hiring them. And that ultimately is why the emojis got to go with the Velcro shoes.
How big a part of employment is that?
Well, look, the people I talk with who are really trying to close the skills gap in their own part of the world, they say it's the most critical. The most critical thing that nobody talks about is passing the drug test. Right?
That's huge.
That's half, more than half gone. But the thing that we often talk about with the skills gap is the lack of skill, obviously. But then we discuss the lack of will that really fuels it, but it's also the lack of soft skills. People just don't know how to interview. They don't know what to say. They don't know. It's basic, but the erosion of that which is basic has to be germane to whatever it is we think we're talking about right now.
If you could give job, and I know you do this, but if you could give job advice to someone seeking a job at the lower end, just starting out, what kinds of counsel would you give?
I would say, if you can, put yourself in the chair of the person considering hiring you and say to them exactly what you would want to hear if you were them. Hi, it's great to be here. Here's the deal. I will be early every day. I will stay late every day. I will ask you what I can do every day to make your life simpler. If there's a difficult task, I will volunteer to do it. I will do so cheerfully. And 2 years from now, I'm going to be sitting where you are. If somebody said that to me, I'd be like,
are you kidding?
I'm not checking your references. I don't care. I'll see you tomorrow.
Agree.
It would happen in a heartbeat.
No drug test necessary. You're hired.
Right. And then I give them a little smiley face and tell them to get out.
Mike Rowe, thank you.
Sure.
Mike Rowe on, quote, people who don't know how to interview and don't know what to say. I think that's Tucker's coded vacation message to his guest host.